Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? You do not want to miss this. I am with the fantastic comedian Pam Escalona. Pam Escalona does a Saturday night open mic on Zoom that's called Pam's Open Mic Luau. Pam, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Yes, good
Yeah.
evening. It's 1 a.m. here in the DC, Maryland area. What time is it over there, Pam?
It's 8:13, almost 8:15 over here in
Mm,
Honolulu, Hawaii.
nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up. How's the weather?
Uh, Clear.
Got you.
It's clear. It's been raining a lot, but it's
Mhm.
been clear. It's clear. Yeah, we're our winter time. It's always raining and it's cold at in the morning time and
Mhm.
at night time. So yeah, we do have cold over here, but it's not that cold like freezing your butt off. But it gets up to like maybe like 50, 59, 56 degrees. It depends, but since climate changing, it's been getting like warmer, like maybe 65. I know
Okay.
it's warm, but still, yeah, for me it's still cold. I like to bundle up a bit. I love
Mm,
cold weather. Yeah.
got you. And has live comedy come back a little bit in Hawaii?
Yeah, it
Okay.
did. Kind of. I did a performance last on last week Tuesday.
Mm,
It was okay. I did a 50-minute set, but I don't know if the crowd was. I don't know. It might be me, but the crowd wasn't there. I didn't hear no laughter. I did try my best. I was telling all these jokes that I was
mm,
working on my set, but I'm like, are they laughing? Am I fun? I was being like totally like unprofessional, like telling the host, which I don't do. How many minutes do I have? You don't say
uh,
that. I learned that from comedy. You don't say if you're on a set. If you're on an upcoming show, you don't say how many minutes do I have. I said that a lot, and I don't know. I don't know. It's like that's not me. I wanted to go on and go on. I wanted to stop. I don't know. I was like
mm,
totally not. I don't know. I'm going there again, same place, but it's only for 10 minutes, so
okay.
I'll be okay for 10 minutes. But I think 15 minutes is very long for me.
I've
For
only
me,
done I've only done 15 minutes once in ever
yeah.
on Zoom.
I've only tried 15 minutes, I think, on last week, not last week, on last Tuesday, and like when I was in Hawaii doing the female comedy
Mm,
of Hawaii, you know. So, so yeah, it's kind of difficult in a way, but you're just like, what else? You wanna like upset the crowd. That's
right.
I and that's I have to get used to people talking because I was like someone was ordering pizza. Goes, you want the pizza? Oh, okay, pizza. Yeah, pizza. Yeah, it kind of bothers me because in Hawaii, in Hawaii, in our comedy set, the host tells everybody to be quiet, don't
Mm,
heckle. If you're gonna talk outside.
yeah.
you know, and yeah, we're trying to listen to that. But I think in the mainland is people talk, and I gotta get used to that. So yeah.
I got you. I mean, on the occasions that there's a live mic or show in the
hmm
Maryland area, I'm always rusty. It's pretty different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like kind of nervous in a way. Practice my set and all.
Mhm.
You want to know how I practice my sets or
Yeah. What's that like?
yeah, practicing my sets. So technically, I don't write anything down. So
Mhm.
I repeat myself. So
Okay.
if I'm working on my set, I repeat, go in my room, just talk. talk to the wall or just practice my line. I'm gonna
Uh,
say this. I'm gonna say this. I don't like to write. I guess
mm,
I'm lazy, but sometimes I have to do it. Like I go on my Google Docs and okay, this is what I okay. I write a word or I just write, oh yeah, you're gonna talk about this or talk about that. Yeah. Or I just
okay.
don't like type it out. I know people I know like comedians like general comedians like their joke book,
Hmm.
write their joke book. I have no other my friend Jasmine, who's a comedian, she writes it down. But for me, I just like repeat, repeat, repeat. I got this, repeat what I'm gonna say. Before I leave, when I get ready, I just talk about my set. Oh,
Yeah.
is this funny? Is this not funny? Okay, skip that. That's overdoing it. Okay, oh wait. I check my time and say, oh, that's kind of too long. Cut it back a bit. So,
Right.
yeah.
And
And pro,
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead, woman.
I agree. Like I think that it's more natural if it's less writing and more like
Yeah.
vocally rehearsed and more like
Hmm.
speaking. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that get that idea from no whether Maria Bamford. You ever heard of that comedian?
I think
Maria
so.
Bamford.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's an okay comedian. I've seen some of her specials because she's a pug owner. I used to be a pug owner, but I
Uh,
watch her and I watch how she does her set. And also, who also does that too is Eddie Izzard. You ever heard of
uh,
him? Yeah, he does that too. He interviews his set. Am I
mm.
saying it right? Because of my cerebral palsy, there's like some words. What is she saying, son? Sorry about that. Like, she,
No,
yeah,
I
sorry
understand.
about that. Yeah, he intervise, not intervise, ah, I get that confused.
Improvise?
Yeah,
Mm.
that word. Yeah, he does that. He doesn't write it down like how comedians does it. So
Uh,
yeah.
okay. And
Mhm.
what kind of content do you like to talk about during your comedy sets? Do you like personal
So
life, politics, or what do you? Yeah.
I kind of mix it with a view
Mm.
because since I have a disability, forgot
Mm.
to tell you, I have a disability, which I have mild cerebral palsy. So
Mm.
I talk, in my intro, I said, a few hi, my name is Pam, blah, blah, blah. I have mild cerebral palsy.
Mm.
So, cerebral palsy comes in different shapes and sizes.
Mm.
People thought I was on a wheelchair. No, I can
Oh.
walk. I'm mobilized. I can do what I do, but it's really slow. There's like some other cerebral palsy. They can't walk. The crutches or wheelchair. There's this cerebral palsy lady. She's really famous. I forgot her last name, but her first name is Jerry. From I know it's like back of your time. She's from a show called Facts of Life, and
Mm.
she plays no other the rich girl's cousin who has cerebral palsy, and she talks like this, and oh hi, my name is Jerry.
Mm.
And she's really popular with this, having cerebral palsy and all. So that's one cerebral palsy person
Okay.
that who's a comedian. So I
Ah.
gotta mention her because but I forgot her last name. But if people see your podcast, they're gonna go, "Oh yeah, Jerry Blair's cousin, cerebral
Okay.
palsy cousin." So yeah.
Mm.
So
So what
and then I
yeah.
I kind of mix, I mix personal life. I mix
Mm.
politics or current events.
Yeah.
When I see something okay, I jot it down on my brain and then I kind of write it down on my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. And of course, I start talking. And that's why my sister say, "Are you talking by yourself?" No, I'm just practicing my set. I see
Uh-huh.
something, like today, like today the Capitol, a lot of
Yeah.
people are, you know, a lot of people are getting arrested, but there's even some dirty jokes that I'm gonna say. But I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say, well, someone's gonna be a person, and someone is gonna be someone's friend in a way, someone's friend or confidant. Like John Jr. He has to get ready and be someone's friend.
Mhm.
Technically, I'm saying some dirty joke. I know this got to be a clean set, but yeah. So it's like, yeah, yeah, John Jr. is gonna go to prison and be someone's confidant, aka so and so. So he,
Okay.
yeah, trying
uh,
my best here, Munit.
no, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about your start, like with comedy. How did you get started? When was that? And
I
yeah.
started comedy. See, I went back to school, like college, in a
Yeah.
community college because people think I'm smart. Like, oh, you're really intelligent with like the
Mm,
world, with news. And I said, yeah, but they said your writing is really bad. So
mm,
I decided, okay, you know, I've been going back and forth. Should I go back to school? My writing is very, very bad. It's still very, very bad, but I still proofread. But I went back to
mm.
school like almost 10 years ago. I
Okay.
started 2012. I finished 2009. I went 2009. 2019, I graduated. It took me like about what 8 years to get 2 degrees. So
Mm.
when I went to the university, before I went to the university, I did take acting classes,
Ah.
but still, yet I was like, it wasn't my thing. So I someone was posting their oh, again, my friend Jasmine was posting a ad of, oh, sign up for comedian classes, get what you get.
Ah.
So in 2016, I signed up for a comedy class, for just like one of those classes. I forgot that word, like a break class. So I took that class, and
Mm.
since then I start doing comedy
Okay.
after that, even though I got a C because I didn't do the work. I didn't want to write. Like 2016 was like sort of like the worst year because
Ah.
I was getting all C's and D's, and my GPA just went down, and it was really hard. Like these professors are not like how community college professors was,
Mm.
and so that first semester I had like a 1.9,
Uh-huh.
1.9, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I even, oh, fudge. I just, I just like, oh my god, what, I got into comedy. I'm supposed to, become I had to teach degrees. I was like, I
Mm.
was not looking for, I was for the teaching degree, but they want to have like a 2.6 or 2.7, GPA to be on that
Okay.
program. So I'm like, screw this. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it to history, blah,
Mhm.
you know. And
Okay.
2019, I got my degree. But ever since
Mm.
2016, I start going to do like all these. In Hawaii, there's like a little bit, commonly open mic
Mm.
thing, and there's only, well, the bars are closed in Hawaii over here. There's only a few spots,
Okay.
left and right.
Right.
What am I saying? They're gonna look at this, say, mention this, mention that. So I will. So yeah. So ever
Yeah.
since I've been doing comedy, I did comedy in Seattle.
Mm.
That's about it. But since I was supposed to do comedy um last year in the East Coast, like in DC, when I was gonna visit my auntie, and I was gonna do comedy in New York, and
Yeah.
my friend gave me a bunch of comedy where you do comedy in New York. So, but since this pandemic, it's like, ah, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
whatever, you
Yeah.
know. So,
Right. Well, I think, you're talking about I never taken a comedy class, but I think you got
mhm.
the perfect grades because the word comedy doesn't have an A or a B in it. It has a C and a D.
I know, yeah, I know, comedy. And the funny part, my instructor, I hope he doesn't see this. Some of the comedians, like this main comedian, I won't say his name, but he does give me a spot in his show. He said, "Hey, this guy was your instructor, right?" I was
Mm.
like, "Yeah." He's not that funny. I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" I was like, he's not that funny. I'm sorry. He was like, and then he kind of scolded me like in a bit. This guy, sorry, Jose. His name's Jose. He's gonna watch this and go, damn it, yeah, Jose Dynamite. Yeah, he told me to not use profanity, but he told me that this my instructor. I'm not gonna say a name. I got a feeling I'm gonna be sued. He said he's not that funny. Like he tried his best and he bombed. Like he totally sucked on this second, his second time,
Mhm.
being an instructor of doing this comedy thing. So
Right.
yeah. So I learned a bit about everything. I learned sets. I learned like punchline. I learned like other comedies. I'm kind of like a influence, not influence.
Influencer?
Yeah, I'm kind of like an observer. I observe
Ah.
comedy and make fun of it. Like
Ah.
for instance, I read. See, I have a new joke, and
Uh-huh.
apparently is Amazon reviews. I
Okay.
read it and I read like really adult entertainment because
Yeah.
Amazon sells everything. So I read about sex swings. Is it okay? Yeah, I read that and I'm like, I told about that this week. I was like, I'm dying to read a review of a sex swing, and if it has 1 star, they're overweight. Okay, they're overweight. So I researched a bit about sex swings, and oh god, oh god, people that are gonna watch this. God, she's really observant. But I read it, and their weight is 225. I was like, oh wow, if they go over, I guess they're overweight. Oh well, 1 star. Or there was one like a 4 star. It might damage your door. I'll be like, okay, wow, that's
uh,
really cool. I know,
uh,
yeah.
but yeah, going back to what you're talking about with the instructor and classes, like I remember when I first searched on YouTube, like teachers of comedy,
Yeah.
I feel like because they took it so seriously, when they gave us an example of a joke, it didn't come out funny. It just came out like
Yeah.
awkward, like too stiff, not
Like
natural. Yeah.
when we did like like makeup comedy. You say what you say,
Yeah.
and I got really he got really offensive. They said it's so tacky what you said, and
Mm,
it's involved with Bill Clinton.
mm,
What if he became the first gentleman,
uh,
and president,
yeah.
if Hillary Clinton becomes a president,
Right.
he Bill Clinton has that lifestyle of womanizing, being a womanizer. I know he's gonna do it on his desk when Hillary's not around. And he said, "Oh, like it's tacky, Pam. Can you like?" I
Mm,
was like, "Okay, whatever." So yeah,
what?
I know.
Mm.
And yeah, going back, I have to try not to use profanity a lot. I realize I've been seeing on my Zoom videos, I've been saying a lot of profanity. I was like, mother fudger a lot, you know. I was like, and then it's hard to keep a good set or no profanity thing. I think when I did my set on Tuesday, I didn't use profanity, but I used like more innuendos,
Ah,
more, you know,
okay.
evasive things. Am I saying it right? Because I have cerebral palsy. I can't say big words, everybody.
No, oh no, I think like, clean comedy, I think it's just on certain occasions and certain
Yeah,
audiences. It's not
yeah,
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like there's a comedy. I think I'm doing his show in a couple of weeks. I think I'm gonna do the Wheel of Fortune thing. You
Ah,
know, you
mm.
ever heard of the Wheel of Fortune? So I
Is that the
live.
topics? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a topic, but one of my comedy sets, I says, I even talked about it on Zoom, and they don't get it. But Hawaii is very small, and when you come to Hawaii, everybody thinks of Waikiki, Honolulu, the North Shore. Well, I live in a town called Aiea, and it's
Mm.
all vowels. So one of my
Ah.
set is Aiea is spelled AIEA.
Mm.
So of course you're gonna lose money, right? It's like 250 a pop, right? A letter. So I just say, what if Aiea was on the Wheel of Fortune? You lose money. Technically, you're not gonna have money at all.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's all vowels. AIEA.
Yeah.
Technically, it's $500 for for everything. So
Huh.
well, I think it's 250. So just imagine you got $1,000 and you tried all the letters. Now you
Yeah.
gotta go hit the vowel part,
Yeah.
and then that's why it's like two A's. What? That's $500, dude. What the hell? Yeah,
Yeah.
you try I and then E, that you lose money. It's gone. Your
Right.
$1,000 is gone.
Right.
So
So,
yeah.
okay, you were talking about the actual Wheel of Fortune. Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the actual
The real
unfortunate.
thing.
If they're not gonna put all vowels in there, but just imagine. But I live
Right.
in a town where it's called Iea.
Yeah.
When I was young, I call it Aya. Yeah,
Ah,
where you going, Aya? And oh, Iea.
okay.
So
Huh.
yeah, cool. You'll see the difference. Like yeah,
Right.
Iea. So if you watch the not Super Bowl, if you ever watch like the Pro Bowl, which is
Mm.
it used to be filmed over here, but our
Ah.
stadium is like a piece of junk now. They just close
Huh.
it. Have you ever watched the Pro Bowl?
Only a little bit of it. I mean, my
Then
friends that
yeah,
are football fans, they watch that, but
they watch the
yeah.
Pro Bowl, and
Okay.
I'm not a football thing,
Yeah.
but our football, our main sport, our football, our baseball, college football is at the stadium.
Mm.
Bruno Mars concert when he was here, it was in the stadium, but it
Mm.
looks like a piece of crap.
Ah.
And of course, the state doesn't have the money.
Mm.
We're always broke. Here's the
Ah.
politics part. And
Right.
of course, we want the rail, the mass transit over here, but we don't have the money. So
Ah.
it's kind of sucked. There was rumors that the NFL was gonna um you know renovate the stadium. I don't know
Mm.
what happened. Now the Pro Bowl is in Miami now, which is all good because they have better technology. Even though Florida kind of is richer than Hawaii, even though
Ah.
Hawaii is like a tourist destination. but
Right.
we're broke at the same time.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's it's
I
very eye
know.
opening. I've
Well,
never
it's
been.
my opinions. I got a
Oh.
feeling if they put this on YouTube, you put this on YouTube, and someone said, "No, it's not." It's like I just let you know it's my opinions, you guys. So you know, I've been living in on this rock for like about 30 something years. You know,
Ah.
1983 is gonna be my 40th year. So
Oh, yay.
yeah. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about. God, I feel old. Someone posted, "Oh, MTV just turned 40," and I'm like, God, I'm older than MTV. What the hell? Oh, thank you.
Ah. So what was it like when like the lockdown started, and how did you kind of discover Zoom comedy? Like
Tomorrow.
how did that start?
I was just getting tired of it. I was like, oh well, I, I put my foot down because we had another lockdown,
Yeah.
and that first week I was supposed to host an open mic and perform in another comedy venture, and the mayor of Honolulu
Mm.
just locked it down. He's no longer mayor. We have a new mayor now. So
Oh,
he
okay.
just locked it down, and I just listened to Erica Swerskov, who's
Yeah.
been doing Zoom mics ever since.
Ah.
So I just hopped on to no other Brooke Marcel's Anarchy Mark, and I was like, hey, it's not that bad. And then I looked at list. I asked Erica if there's like other mics.
Yeah.
So I've been going to all these different kind of mics and but now I just go like a few mics now. I
Yeah.
just go Good One Comedy, Sam Medina's mic, and then sometimes Brooke Michelle's mic. And if someone invited me, also I go to the Canadian mic,
Yeah.
with where you are. So with Christine K and Andy Wong,
Right.
which I became a good friends with Christine K. So yeah,
Yeah. Nice,
yeah,
nice. I still have to check out the good one, Mike. I might try that
yeah.
tomorrow.
Try
Probably.
it tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tease Sean Gibbs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. uh
Oh my god.
how did that start? Like when did you and Sean meet, and like how
I just went on and I just went on and all of a sudden we just have good connections.
Ah,
Like I would like first of all, I don't know. I was sending him like I talked about gay porn. Sorry, I don't want my neighbors to gay porn. And then, I said, this adult film star did gay porn before going straight porn. So he sent like video clips of it. Well, I just sent the link. I don't want to be that perverted. So he sent the link and he's like, ever since we just connected with
ah,
all that crap, and he's a cancer, I'm a cancer. I made fun of his partner
okay,
because this other comedian Alex Portillo,
yeah,
he mentioned Peter Cetera. So I kind of like still kind of his set and saying, hey, Karate Kid Part 2 is like the best sequel ever. Technically, I'm wrong. Empire Strikes Back is, but and I said that I love that song, Glory of Love, and I researched. Yeah, Peter Cetera can be a jerk sometimes.
ah,
I've seen him wearing a sunglasses during a inside studio interview, and I hate that when celebrities put their shades and think they're all hot butt, thinks their poop doesn't smell, And I was like, yeah, Alex is right. So and of course, going back to his partner, he said, "Oh, I didn't watch the movie," and I'm like, ever since I freaking just
yeah,
I don't really heckle him that much, but I just like pound him. I said
right,
that that's Sean's boyfriend. In a way, I just like to mess around with people, but
Yeah,
he's just a cool guy. Sean, yeah, check out Good One Comedy. It's
definitely.
great. Yeah, come tomorrow.
Yeah.
10 minutes here. Yeah,
Do you remember the time for that?
I started Zoom mic in August, late July and August, and ever since, I just click with Sean. You know,
Okay, got you.
he's like sort of like my comedy husband, but like freaking tease him saying he has a boyfriend on the side and two concubines. So I'm just his comedy wife. Like I have a romantic thing of him. I wore a
uh,
dress on his mic on Tuesday. I was preparing my
ah,
thing. I finally wore a dress, and I was like, I want to be pretty. Oh, people say I'm like Peppermint Patty, but like Peppermint Patty is in love with Charlie Brown. Like I'm in love with Sean Gibbs. No,
got you. Ah,
are you gonna talk about how I grew up with comedy or?
yeah. Well,
Oh.
you mentioned it started with the class, right?
Yeah,
And
it started with the class, but technically I was into comedy
mm,
like long time ago, like I think in my teens I
ah,
was well, you know, Hawaii we have like local comedy.
okay.
Um I've been practicing this one. We have
Mm,
local comedy. I think when you heard my mic, there was Filipino Christmas by that
mm,
guy, Frank de Lima. Frank de Lima is like the famous comedian in Hawaii,
okay.
but he's not popular in the US continental state.
Mm,
So there's Frank de Lima.
mm,
He's a Portuguese Hawaiian guy. There's also the late Mel Cabang. He was like the
mm,
first Filipino comedian, but I don't know if he went big in
okay.
and there's like Booga Booga and there's like um the late Rappinger.
Mm,
Yeah, you should check his comedy thing. It's on iTunes. Maybe it's on Amazon and Spotify. He
ah,
is
okay.
no other the first I don't this is my opinion, but when I was growing up, he was the guy, but he
Ah,
died tragedy in a drug overdose. Like he's really famous, top, you know, with the one. I know it's called pigeon comedy. So
okay.
hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, you hear the
Ah,
bra. It technically came from here. So,
ah,
hey, what's up? Yeah, whatever. Oh, you Indian. Oh, where's your turban?
ah,
Where's your towel head?
okay.
I don't know. You cut this off. I don't know, but that's how we talk. Eh, no act or what? You want beef? If you
Ah,
want beef, don't say yes. That means you want to get it into a fight when they say you want a beef. You want a beef.
ah, okay.
Yeah. Watch Wi-Fi boy. It might
Mm,
be in there.
got it. Cool.
And then of course there's Andy Bumatai. So
Ah,
he is no other a Filipino Hawaiian comedian.
okay.
I think he went mainstream in the mainland. I've seen him in other comedy shows. I remember him doing a Rosie O'Donnell
Okay.
comedy show back in the 90s. See, I'm old. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Ah,
and technically he's like the first to me. He's like the first Filipino that made it there. I know that
yeah.
there's like a lot of Filipino comedians like Joey Coy, but he's only half Filipino. From the
Ah,
mom side, and the dad is Caucasian. I was
mm,
gonna say white, but during this time I'm gonna make it really popper, make it
ah.
really posh or something like that. So yeah, it's like I don't want to
Ah,
say white because you're not tired of this. white terrorists. Well, anyway, but yeah. So getting back to Andy Bumatai,
Mm.
um, Erica Schwarzkopf knows him. I met him a couple years ago, but he started he kind of did it big. He had like a few movies, Hollywood movies
Mm.
that I. There's one called Aloha Summer where he plays Tia Carrera. Do you know Tia Carrera?
I don't think
No.
so. Mm.
Tia Carrera is also an actress in Hawaii.
Mm.
She's also Cassandra on Wayne's World, that Asian chick. So there was a movie called Aloha Summer, and he plays the brother that talks pigeon. What you want? What you want, Holly? What you want, Holly? So yeah, you heard
Gotcha.
about Holly, right? Yeah, it's a
Mm.
technically I don't want to. I'm gonna be really PC about it because people might go, wait, technically Holly means white.
Ah.
Technically Holly means foreign people, foreign people, but
Ah, okay.
it's morely to white Caucasian people, but it's technically foreign people. Like if I go to Maui, that I'm considered Holly.
Huh.
Blah. I don't know. I
Huh.
hope someone comments and say, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Oh,
That's okay.
I don't know what she's talking about, dude. I have no idea what she's talking about. Or like a pidgin way. What's she talking about? I don't know what she's saying. What? Howley. Howley means white people or Caucasian. Well,
Ah,
technically, Hawaiian people say it's foreign people. So,
okay.
yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. That was very
Oh, yeah. When you
enlightening.
come to Hawaii, you just like, I got it from a Filipino girl named Pam.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never been. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
you should
excited.
come.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's Indian people. I
Okay.
have no other my Indian friend, but she lives in Washington now. But her parents are from Fiji.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and of course I have this Pakistani friend. I know that Indian and Pakistani don't get along, but I just want to say, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes. This Pakistani and you guys are similar. You guys watch Indian shit, and but you still fight. He told me like, yeah, like technically my grandpa is originally from India. He was a Sikh guy.
Mhm.
Am I saying it right? Sikh guy. And all of a sudden he converted to Christianity and the whole neighborhood said, go to Pakistan. Go to
Wow.
Pakistan. And then yeah, he landed. I was like, what? Really? Like they sent him to Pakistan because he's Christian? I
Mm.
thought all the Muslims go to Pakistan. That's why, you guys sound
Yeah. It's
similar. Do you guys know Uru or something? Do you know Uru? Or does
Urdu.
it yeah, Udu
Urdu.
or
Yeah.
something? Yeah,
It's
does
yeah, that's the main language of Pakistan, but it's super similar to Hindi, which is India's.
oh really?
There are
Yeah,
very few differences. Yeah. They're
that's
at
why
least I
he
think.
was like watching Indian movies, like it's like what? It's like
Ah.
he's like, and I sent him like Indian movies. Hey, you gotta watch this. Hey, oh, thank you. I think I like this. Thank you for this star things. But
Ah.
yeah, his name is Hanuk. Everybody, Hanuk. He's a Christian Pakistani guy. He's
Oh.
been my friend for like about 5 years,
Mm.
and he tells me about like the difference between India and Pakistan. So
Okay. Mm.
yeah, I know.
Oh.
So, you have Pakistani friends, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
You,
definitely.
but
Yeah.
you don't like say we're better than you or
No.
oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's why I always say that to every Indian. Like party, okay, you have a Pakistani friend. Yeah, I do.
Right. Yeah. It's I mean it's all good because we like most of my friends like myself, we grew up born and raised in
Yeah.
the States, so we just,
hmm
yeah.
Similar food, but
Right. Right.
one has, you guys have whatever. It's like don't compare
Right.
Filipino or what.
Definitely. Well, to wrap up, so I'm going to include Pam's social media info in the caption and the info for the Pam's open mic luau on Saturday nights. Anything else you want to plug, Pam?
Oh, that's it. I don't know, but I've been fun talking about my first podcast. I hope
Oh,
it's good.
awesome. Yeah. No, thank you.
I
Yeah. No.
hope. Yeah, sorry if someone's gonna watch this. So I like I had some personal names. So yeah, you know. Plus, I forgot to mention like social media. Like there's my friend Tumua.
Okay.
He's like he's he's a breakout in Hawaii.
Ah,
His shows are cool. Tumua, he made it to like social media with the toilet paper. Check him out.
mm,
He has a sold out show. I'm just mentioning all these celebrities,
right.
local social media people. Like
Okay.
there's other one like I don't know. There's a lot,
Mm,
but check me out. I only do like only post comedy like like my mic or
yeah.
I don't post like comedy skits or something like that. I'm just like I tell my opinions on storylines.
Right.
I should do it on TikTok. It's really funny. I was looking for this video of a Filipino lady who was a Trump supporter, and I
Oh,
wanted to do a TikTok video like the Stitch or something
right.
snitch, and say, "Oh, sorry, Tita or Ati," or that's the Tagalog way to say it. The Filipino. I'm just saying, Philippines. They have like so many language. One is Ilocano, Tagalog, and Visayan. But I gotta
Ah,
watch it because you know technically in the mainland it's mostly Tagalog people.
right.
So I have to say Ati or Tita.
Ah.
So I wanted to say, oh sorry, Ati or Tita, but he lost and he's going nuts right now. Oh my god, did you see it? He's going nuts.
ah,
Like, oh my god, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, that's about it, I think. I know.
Mm.
Thanks, Minute. Mahalo. Aloha.
Thank you so much, Pam. Huge pleasure. And yes, honored to be to have this be your first podcast.
Yeah, I know. And maybe, a couple months from now, I'm going to be in the East Coast.
Yeah.
God, thank God, I got like all my like winter clothes prepared. I finally
Yeah.
get to go cherry blossoms
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
I was like, I wanted to go to Japan and then they had that COVID thing. And I
Mm,
was like, oh, and then I'll say, okay, I'll just go to Washington D.C. But I finally
right.
get to go. I finally get to go wear my freaking mask.
Yes.
Like I got a sweater that matched the cherry blossom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it out and say, "Look, I'm pretty again. I'm not peppermint patty." Oh yeah, by the way, like cartoon wise, like my siblings and my best friend describe me of like four cartoon characters. Number one is Sadness
Oh, from
from
that
Inside
Pixar.
Out.
Yeah, Inside Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one is Lilo because I
Right.
kind of look like her because
Mhm.
I'm not Hawaiian, but I have the Polynesian picture. And then
Uh,
the other one is Mike Bogalski from Monsters Inc. because I have like a fat stomach. And then, have you ever watched
no,
Troll?
I've only seen like,
The
pictures.
preview. Yeah,
Okay.
I watched it. I watched it with my nephew, and they said that my sister said that I kind of remind her of Bridget. Something I forgot
Uh,
her name, but I was like,
I haven't seen it though.
I show you. And then now, I'm kind of like Peppermint Patty from Charlie Brown. I kind of just like her, short shirt and freaking slippers,
Right.
those Jesus slippers, where I can't call it Oh yeah, it's those
Okay.
Jesus slippers. I had it in on my mind. Well, anyway,
Got
thank
you.
you again.
Yes, you're welcome. And DC, watch out. Pam Escalona is taking over.
Yeah, in March.
Yeah.